You're here because you've been doing what desperate people do in a polite, spiritual costume, collecting answers. Another video, another method, another secret, another promise that if you repeat the right words for the right number of days, reality will finally tap you on the shoulder and say, okay, fine, you win. And hey, curiosity is human, hope is human. But underneath all that searching is a quiet pain you can feel if you stop performing confidence for 5 seconds. The fear that you don't know enough, that you missed the one missing piece everyone else magically found. So let's clear the fog fast. Manifestation is easy. Not easy like lazy. Easy like breathing. You don't earn your next breath by being spiritual enough. Oxygen doesn't check whether you journaled correctly. It just happens. Which means the question, how do I manifest, is like asking, how do I breathe? You already do it. The real question is, why are you breathing stale air? Why does your inner world feel like recycled disappointment? Here's the part nobody says out loud because it ruins the vibe. Manifestation is also an industry, a business. And businesses don't always thrive when you're fully free. Some thrive when you're half free, when you get just enough results to stay hopeful, but not enough stability to stop consuming. It's a treadmill with a beautiful screen. You're sweating, you're doing the work, and somehow the finish line keeps moving. And the biggest trap, maybe the biggest trap in modern life, is externalizing your power. Handing your steering wheel to a method, a guru, a ritual, a technique. Like the universe is impressed by props. It's not. And you're not broken for falling for it. You're just untrained. So today, we're taking the wheel back. First, we reset the definition. Because definitions decide your reality more than your motivation ever will. Manifestation is not bending reality. It's not forcing the universe. It's not controlling matter with your thoughts like you're a Marvel character. Manifestation is internal shifting, so deep that you're no longer emotionally dependent on the outside changing. Read that again. Not emotionally dependent. Because the moment you need the world to change so you can finally feel okay inside, you've made the world your god. You're praying to circumstances like they're higher than you, and you were not built to live like that. Picture reality like frozen water, ice. It looks solid, permanent, unmovable. But ice is just water slowed down. Same substance, different speed. Now imagine consciousness like heat. Subtle, invisible, powerful enough to move engines. Matter is condensed imagination. And when you stare at your physical world like it's the final authority, you're basically bowing to ice and forgetting you're the heat. Here's the twist that flips the chase. When you stop treating what you want like rare oxygen and start treating it like a normal part of your existence, neediness stops leaking out of you. Desperation stops broadcasting. Inner steadiness collapses distance. You don't force a mirror to smile. You smile, then the mirror does what mirrors do. So, yes, your mind will immediately ask, cool story, but how do I get what I want? Fair, you're human. You've got things to fix, heal, upgrade, experience. No shame. But notice the trap hidden inside the question. It assumes you're not already doing it. It assumes you're waiting for permission. You're not waiting, you're ordering. You've been ordering this whole time. Think of the universe like an online store. Not because life is a shopping mall. Relax. Because the logic is clean. Stores have endless products. The universe has endless realities. The reality you're living right now, that's your current order. And the wild part is you clicked purchase without realizing you did. So the question isn't, how do I manifest? The question is, how do I change my order? And changing your order comes down to one thing. Frequency. Not airy-fairy. Frequency is your inner weather. Mind plus emotion. Thoughts plus mood. Belief plus feeling. Your inner weather becomes a code on the package. Warehouses don't guess. They match the code. Reality matches the code. Not your wishes. Not your begging. Not your, please universe, I'm a good person. The code is built from 5 ingredients. Beliefs, what you accept as true. Thoughts, what you repeat. Attention, what you feed. Emotional conviction, what you're certain about. Identity, who you think you are, which quietly decides what you allow, tolerate, and reach for. So if someone says, I want love, but deep down believes people always leave, That's like ordering a relationship while typing the shipping address for heartbreak. It's not punishment, it's congruence. Reality is brutally loyal to your inner agreement. Now here's where most people sabotage themselves. They think about the desired reality instead of thinking from it. Thinking about it keeps it distant. Thinking from it makes it present. Present doesn't mean pretending. It means adopting the inner posture of someone who already lives there. Ask a sharper question. If I already lived in the reality I want, what would feel normal to me? What would I stop feeding with my attention? What would I stop arguing for? What would I stop reacting to like it's life or death? And yes, your old reality will tug you back like a familiar song. That's normal. You can't always control the first thought, but you can steer the second, and the third, and the next 10 after that. That's the real work, making the unconscious conscious, then aiming your autopilot somewhere beautiful. Now we get to the part everyone secretly wants. Okay, what's the best technique? Affirmations, vision boards, scripting, visualization, tarot, astrology, the 3 a.m. ritual that makes you feel like a wizard. Look, some of it can be helpful, some of it can be meaningful. But here's the honest answer. Techniques are vehicles. A vehicle can't move without fuel. The fuel is emotional conviction, not wishful thinking, not forced hype. Conviction, certainty. They settled in a knowing. That's why one person does affirmations and their life changes. And another person reads the same lines and feels like a robot, begging with better grammar. Same technique, different fuel. So, the best technique isn't a technique. It's self-knowing. The moment you stop negotiating with life and start embodying what you want as if it's already yours to live. Not arrogant, clean, like flipping a light switch. You don't stand there whispering, "Please work." You flick it and walk away. That's the energy. Here's a cruel truth that will free you. Too much studying becomes a drug. Analysis paralysis. 10 videos, 10 contradictions. And your mind chews itself until you do nothing. Staring at rice doesn't cook it. Reading about strawberries won't give you the taste. At some point, you have to chew. So here's the last guide you'll need. In one word that will almost annoy you. Normal. What you find normal will find you. If struggle is normal, you'll keep meeting struggle like an old friend. If disappointment is normal, reality will keep proving you right. If love is normal, support is normal, ease is normal. Life starts cooperating in a way that looks like luck from the outside. And the biggest mistake people make is pedestalizing the desire. Putting it on a throne so high, your subconscious can't call it home. Importance creates distance. Excess meaning creates space. Needing shouts lack. Knowing whispers possession. So downgrade the importance, not the desire. Normalize what you want. Stop acting like it's rare oxygen. Take it for granted the way you take breathing for granted. Pick one simple practice you can actually live with. Affirmations, meditation, visualization, prayer, and stop treating it like a lottery ticket. Fuel it with conviction. Flick the switch and move on. And if you want a real cliffhanger, next we're going to expose the most dangerous spiritual advice on the internet. The kind that sounds like wisdom, but quietly trains you to stay powerless. If you don't want to fall for it again, subscribe, because that episode might save you years.